So I'll briefly recap what we did last time and then we'll get going. So please excuse me if I keep looking at the screen for some time.
Is there any PDF we can look at?
No, I have not yet shared whatever. These are my notes and I have not shared yet. If you want, I'll share it. Nothing secret over there. Wait. My wife will open. Sure. So in the this is the third time we are meeting. In the first one, it was Prabhuji spoke about Ramayana. Second time, I just started about Mahabharat. Now what happens is, before Mahabharat starts, there are many things which lead towards the starting of, or Mahabharat being actually spoken. So we were talking about those things, and it is slightly scattered. Before the actual story of Mahabharat starts, things are slightly scattered. Because everything is leading up to, because that's not the original, the main story. It's leading up to something which will lead to, in this case, why Mahabharat was spoken, or actually most of it is why Mahabharat was spoken. Mahabharat was spoken in the Sarpa Yagya. So why that Sarpa Yagya? Many stories like that. So the first thing that we discussed was the sequence of speakers of Mahabharat. You would like to repeat?
No, I don't remember. That is what I was asking.
So you would like
no, the sequence of speakers I remember, only that story I don't. Okay, I'll try to tell. So first is
what we have is that which is
that is Saunaka Rishi is
written by Ganesha.
Written by Ganesha, Vyasadeva is recorded.
Which is being spoken
by Vyasadeva.
Which
was actually this Saunaka and
spoken by Suta Goswami.
Suta Goswami to Saunakadi Rishis.
Correct. And then
that he had heard from
Vaishampayana
speaking to Janamejaya.
Correct. And where did Vaishampayana get it from?
Vaishampayana heard it from...
He got it from Vyasadeva.
Vyasadeva, yeah.
He got it from Vyasadeva.
So originally Vyasadeva telling Vaishampayana is the original first one, right?
Yeah. The first time he spoke was to Shukdev Goswami, not even Vaishampayana. First he composed, and immediately after composing it he spoke to Shukdev Goswami.
Okay.
But then there is some story, he wanted to give it to various disciples. So he gave few things to 4 of his prominent disciples. Hare Krishna. To Vaishampayana he gave Mahabharata. And whatever he heard, that is repeated, and then whatever sequence he said. So that's why what we are hearing is not actually what was composed. I mean, see the glory of Vyasadeva. He wrote something, but he relishes when his composition is being repeated by some. That becomes even more sweeter. So Shuka repeating Bhagavatam is sweeter. Similarly, his own work, he is speaking as if it's Suta Goswami's thing. He is not taking any credit on it. I mean, nowhere you will see that. You will see Suta Uvacha, Sautir Uvacha, then Vaishampayana Uvacha. But never ever it comes Vyasa Uvacha. In nested terms, it should ideally be then Vyasa. It never comes Vyasa Uvacha. It's all throughout Vaishampayana.
But when Vyasadeva speaks,
so Vyasadeva comes in the Mahabharata as a character.
That is where it is.
He is a character. So he speaks, but he is not speaking Mahabharata. So it's like
inside Mahabharata.
We become so attached to our creation sometimes. In Vyasadeva, no credits. He just comes as a character. That's it. So the sequence of speakers of Mahabharata, this was the first thing we saw. Then beginning of Mahabharata. Where does Mahabharata begin from? So there are different opinions about it. Where does it begin from?
Which version did you study? The of
Gita Press. Gita Press and M.N. Datta English to support.
Okay.
That is very good, but that's not the primary thing I'm reading. So there are 3 opinions. People say where the first verse is Narayana Namaskritya. So people say that is the beginning of Mahabharata. Many people say Astik Parva is the beginning of Mahabharata, which is the fourth Upaparva in Adi Parva. Adi Parva is the first Parva. In that the first Upaparva is Anukramanika Parva, then Parva Sangraha Parva, then Paushya Parva, then Pauluma Parva, then Astik Parva. Fifth Upaparva. So people say that is the starting of Mahabharata. And the third opinion is in Astik Parva there is a chapter about Upachari Vasu, who is the father of Satyavati, the mother of, or the wife of Shantanu, mother of others, Vedavyas and others. So many people say that is the 63rd chapter in Astik Parva. I mean, in overall, it's the 63rd chapter. So people say that is the beginning of Mahabharat. And I just started listening to, hearing a series of lectures on Mahabharat by Bhakti Vidyapur Maharaj, which he used to give every night to his boys in Gurukul. So it's called Mahabharat for boys. In that, he starts with this Uparichar Vasu. He gives some context, first lecture, then he starts with Uparichar Vasu. Uparichar Vasu is his name, and Uparichar because he had a chariot of crystal through which people could see, and it appeared as if he's floating. So that's why. So these are the three, and nothing wrong with it, whatever you consider. Sarpa Yagya, third thing was, Sarpa Yagya is very significant event because Mahabharat was spoken in Sarpa Yagya. That's why Sarpa Yagya is very important. So initial few Upaparvas and initial few chapters, they talk a lot, or they take you towards that Sarpa Yagya.
That is what I don't remember I told. You said now one person.
Yeah, we'll come. We'll talk in detail about that.
Which one of these version was spoken on Sarpa Yagya?
Vaishampayan is speaking.
Vaishampayan is
The
speaking.
first one, the original one.
So,
I mean, the Vyasa Vaishampayan is not there. I mean, Vaishampayan is speaking to another.
no, you're talking about the version with respect to which is the starting point of Mahabharat.
No. In Sarpa Yagya, who spoke to whom?
Vaishampayana is Janmeja queried and Vaishampayana started speaking. That's
And in that only
Suta
Goswami
was sitting.
And Suta Goswami is telling to Saunaka.
Suta Goswami's glory is he was always at the right, right place at the right time, and he heard it and he repeated it. I mean, this is one glory, and last time we discussed also the qualifications of Suta Goswami. Who can speak about Puranas? I mean, that's a
He said it is almost similar to Bhagavatam.
exactly the same verses. The first chapter, which chapter? Third chapter, I forgot which chapter in Bhagavatam. The same qualifications which are being repeated over there are the ones which are repeated over here. You have heard it, Swadhyaya and Shravanam. These are the two qualifications, Swadhyaya and Shravanam. So he did Shravanam from his father, Romaharshana, and he on his own did a lot of Swadhyaya. Only then he became qualified to speak. Shravanam means from so many people he did Shravanam and then he spoke. So prominently two reasons why Sarpa Yagya took place. So first is Uttanka requesting Janmeja to do Sarpa Yagya and punish the snakes. Who is Uttanka? We'll come to it. So Uttanka is one of the disciples of Ayudha Dhamya. Ayudha Dhamya suddenly appears in Mahabharata. So there is no background to Ayudha Dhamya. There is a reason why the story comes, but he just comes. And Uttanka is requesting Janmeja that you should do this Sarpa Yagya. Why? Two reasons. First, Takshak troubled Uttanka when he was going to get Guru Dakshina for his Guru. Takshak troubled him, stole whatever was the Guru Dakshina. And second, Uttanka told Janmeja, and I got to know about it today only, that Janmeja got to know about his father's death by the bite of Takshak through Uttanka. Janmeja was not aware. So Uttanka told, your father was killed by Takshak, you should do a Sarpa Yagya and punish him. And he started crying and wailing. He asked his ministers immediately. So what had happened was Janmeja was away. He had gone to conquer Takshashila. He was not in Hastinapur. So his other three brothers were in Takshashila. And it appears, it doesn't come clearly, but we can infer. So he was away in Takshashila. He came back to Hastinapur. Uttanka reached and he said, please do Sarpa Yagya. Second was Kadru, the daughter of Daksha and wife of Kashyap. She had cursed her sons who did not listen to her, obey her, to cover the tail of Uchchaishrava, that he would be killed in Sarpa Yagya. So these are the two reasons why Sarpa. Uttanka, I would say, is the more immediate cause because he prodded Janmeja, you should do it.
That was something foretold.
And this was foretold. Right. Then we spoke about the trees of Dharma and Adharma. So Yudhishthira, Pandava's tree of Dharma, root is Krishna. And Kaurava's tree of Adharma, root is Dhritarashtra.
And then the trunk here is Karna and trunk there is Arjuna. Correct, na?
Trunk, yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Or Yudhishthira? No.
Root, tree is, Yudhishthira is the tree,
Okay.
Trunk is Arjun, branches Bhima, fruits and flowers Nakul and Sahdev.
And then,
Moving on, reasons quoted by Dhritarashtra for Pandava's victory and Kaurav's defeat. Almost 67.
you told only about Kauravas.
We can repeat, we can finish those things also. So what had happened was we were discussing about learning from the past, that is contemplation, which the Pandavas kept on doing. Whatever event was happening in their life, now they were constantly analyzing amongst themselves and with exalted personalities who kept visiting them. Amazingly, rishis kept visiting them all during their exile. Krishna came, I think he came more than once. I'll have to check. Once I'm definitely sure. So, twice. Akshay Patra, and before that, when he immediately heard, immediately after the exile also he had come once. Where he said, Draupadi asked that I was disrobed, why didn't you come? He said, I was away for some work, so I could not come. So, two instances. So, Pandavas kept on doing it, contemplation, and this is a very positive way of learning from history, where you think, churn with opposing views. We read about Govind Prabhu's article today, the Wright brothers. They're constantly in conflict, but they always found a way to be aligned, come up with a solution where everyone cooperated together. So that is something which is very positive. Dhritarashtra is lamenting, chinta. He is not doing chintan. Pandavas did chintan, he is doing chinta. Everything is over. And in this context, we are Abhibhavak Sankul. So lesson for parents is that So children, whatever we can give, we will give them. But it so happens that any time anyone does anything wrong, there is always the good dog with a very low barking voice, but there is always that conscience which keeps prodding. So why do we say this? Because Dhritarashtra is recollecting almost all the instances where he did something wrong. So you cannot recollect something which you actually did not do in the past. So at that moment, he must have thought it's right or wrong, but he went ahead with doing something which is not correct. So that's how he was able to recollect. So Chinta is of no use. Chintan is a very positive tool, very powerful tool actually with us. Then Duryodhana sending Yudhishthira. Now all this is coming very briefly in the initial few, in the second parva itself, second chapter, second parva itself. Very briefly these things are coming up. So Duryodhana sending Yudhishthira to exile. Now over here we spoke about necessities and facilities. So Duryodhana thought that things which he considered as necessities were thought similarly by Yudhishthira also. But for Yudhishthira those were nothing but facilities. What is the meaning? Opulence, the royal palace, wealth, luxury, comforts, everything according to Duryodhana was a necessity, and he felt if he took it away from Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira will be in sorrow and pain. That was his intention. But for Yudhishthira, these all were facilities. So necessities cannot be lived without. Presence or absence of facilities are to be dealt with. So this difference in necessities and facilities, and for Yudhishthira everything being a facility, he just dealt with the absence. Now understand that they never wanted Akshay Patra for them. You know that? They wanted for the 60,000 Snatakas who were going along with them.
Who did not want?
Pandavas did not want it for them.
Students.
Yeah, they were very happy doing without it, but they wanted to give them food, right? Next was the rishis visiting Pandavas multiple times during their exile. Even Krishna visited them. We already spoke about it. Now, parenting had two aspects. Parenting has two aspects to it. Towards the end, we discussed it. They are the Daitva Bodh and the Kaushala. Daitva Bodh is why and what is to be done. Why it is to be done. Now, this comes from the upbringing of the parents, because parents were also children at some point in time. So, whatever sanskars were imparted to them by their parents and their strength of doing Purushartha on their own. These are the two things which develop the Daitva Bodh in parents. At the same time, you need Kaushal. How is it to be done? Right? So, we may hear many seminars and lectures and everything, what is parenting. But actually, executing it, we actually need some skills. Need some skills to be with kids, to communicate, to convey, to get things done the way they should be, the way we have heard. Right? Now, these Kaushal is to be acquired. And it's possible that Kaushal is missing, even though someone has got the Daitva Bodh of being a parent. Right? Both are important. Daitva Bodh and Kaushal, both are important. Right? best intentions in the absence of skills land up as failures. We don't hold any parent accountable or point out guilty to have failed, but this is just a fact. Like, right? Many times we speak about Prabhupada also, na? Prabhupada's god brothers, everyone had bhakti in their heart equally, almost. Prabhupada had so much respect, and Prabhupada's disciples who met Prabhupada's god brothers, they were also in lot of awe and reverence and respect. But what was missing was, you're going to start an organization, so bhakti is not going to help. You need actually some skills on the ground. That is something Krishna Prabhu once told. That is a differentiating. We respect all the god brothers of Prabhupada, but we have to give some credit where it's due. Prabhupada had those skills. The same applies to parenting also. Daitva, Bodh and Kaushal. Right? You had some question.
This comes from where?
I am trying to recollect. Why did we speak this? I just completely forgot. I am summarizing now. So I just lost this. What was the current? Why did we land up over here?
Dhritarashtra.
Yeah, Dhritarashtra.
Even though he knew a lot of
things.
But he didn't.
I mean, he had, I think, the second part, Kaushal Bodh, but not that.
I don't know whether he had Kaushal or not, but Daitva Bodh definitely not. I mean, he flew with the current. That's why you see Kauravas, the Adharma, the root is Dhritarashtra to be the root. Many times we feel Duryodhana is the root. No, it's not like. Dhritarashtra was the root. Everything came because of his behavior with his child. Imagine, wrong parenting led to Mahabharat. Can you imagine the disaster of wrong parenting, right? And similarly, right parenting led to what? Mahabharat. Pandavas, same, wrong parenting and right parenting. I was hearing one talk by a sadhu. He was telling that two things, Kanchan, Kamini, any conflict that you see in the world, direct, indirect, immediate, remote, these are the causes, Kanchan and Kamini, right? Mahabharat also he was giving. But we are Abhibhavak Sankul, so we say wrong parenting and right parenting both led to Mahabharat. Anyways, this was just a recap. Anything you would like to add that we missed?
Yeah. So I didn't write much last time.
Wait, these terminologies are from where? From where have you picked this?
Which terminal? Daitva Bodha Kaushal. My own.
Your realization.
My realizations.
And I was thinking, is it there in some sort of purpose?
No, this thing came up. See,
After
what
the
had happened was
journey.
we were analyzing Dhritarashtra more and more, and then I wanted to bring this, but I brought it in that context.
Okay.
That's how it came up.
Okay.
Okay. And necessities and facilities and all these things, the rhyming words, they just came up. Okay, so today's session we start now. I wanted to do two things today. First is just one very briefly, that how is Sarpa Yagya connected to Shaunak Rishi? Very surprising. Sarpa Yagya is connected to Shaunak Rishi. Shaunak Rishi is one person who is in the audience listening to Suta Goswami. But Sarpa Yagya, he is also connected to it. How? His ancestor Ruru was told the story of Astik Parva by his father, Pramati. Pramati is Ruru's father.
Whose father?
Ruru's father. Ruru is one of the genealogy will come to it. Is Ruru's father, and Ruru heard Astik, and why he heard, there is a story to it. There is a story behind it, right? So that's how Shaunak also is connected, right? So many times we feel, what is the one reason why this happened in someone's life? It's not like that. When you start analyzing, there are so many things which are connected, and then we see the fruit of it, right? And what you relish is, so many things led to this. Dhritarashtra killing some 100 fowls, 100 children of birds in some previous birth. Duryodhana being someone, Karna being someone else. Nivata Kavach, I think, Karna?
Sahasra Kavach.
Sahasra Kavach, sorry.
Dambodhbhava.
Sahasra Kavach, Jambudbhava. So many things happening. So, and everything culminating in Mahabharat. And when you start analyzing, Shaunak is listening to Mahabharat, is actually listening to story about his ancestors, right? So Mahabharat, so these are all things which in the beginning he just says a few random things here and there, right? When it actually begins, he begins with the description of Bhrigu Vamsha. Suta Goswami begins with the description of Bhrigu Vamsha. Why Bhrigu Vamsha? Shaunaka is in Bhrigu Vamsha. Shaunaka, Bhrigu Vamsha, son, Bhrigu's son, Chevan's son, I forgot the names, it will come to it. So, and why Bhrigu Vamsha is important? Because in that there is a reference of this, the story of Sarpa Yagya. So again it's connected. I mean, it's just fascinating sometimes. Whether there is a connection or not, we will force it, but still it's amazing. I found some connection.
No, can you tell again? I didn't understand. Please. What is this?
Sarpa Yagya is connected to Bhrigu Vamsha.
Okay.
Because one of the Vamshaj of Bhrigu Muni, he heard the story of Sarpa Yagya from his father. Ruru heard from his father.
Okay.
And Shaunak also comes in that same Vamsha.
Okay.
So there is some connect. Even before Shaunak is listening to Mahabharat, there is a connect with Mahabharat.
Okay.
So chronologically it seems so difficult.
It's very difficult to
understand.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
The Sarpayajna, and after that Bhrigu Rishi. After Sarpayajna.
After Sarpa Yagya, if you're telling the story of Sarpa Yagya, then definitely it has already happened. So Ruru, who is the Prapitamaha of Shaunak, I'm forgetting. No, Pitamaha, sorry. Ruru's son is Shunak, Shunak's son is Shaunak. So all this has already happened, and these people had long lives. So what does it mean? When did it happen? Very difficult. Very difficult. So I am not going into that at all. Chronology, I'm just keeping it aside. I am not able to reconcile it. It's very difficult. So yeah, I had this question, but I didn't even try to analyze it. It's very obvious. It's very difficult. So now this was the first part that I wanted to point out, that Sarpa Yagya is
I think
connected.
sometimes also some of this
Previous.
connections may be lost also. We don't know. Correct.
Sorry?
Yeah. Some of this connections may not have the story, or it may be lost.
Possible. So I'm not analyzing it all. Whatever it is. Then what we are going to do next is read through the next few chapters. The way I was planning to do is I have summarized the chapter and have some important points from all chapters. As I said, initially it will be slightly turbulent before the story actually picks up. So from almost like from Astik Parva, the story will actually start. Astik Parva, the Janma of Astik, and then Astik. Primarily, Astik Parva is about Astik. So the primary thing is Janma of the whole thing about Astik, and then after that this.
Astik is a person. Huh?
Yeah, he's the son of Jaratkaru, Mr. Jaratkaru and Mrs. Jaratkaru. So Mr. Jaratkaru is a rishi, and Mrs. Jaratkaru is Vasuki's son.
Daughter.
Sister. Sorry. Jaratkaru. So there's a long, very interesting story. So she had to marry someone with the same name. Only, and this person would marry only. Okay, we'll get to it. It's very exciting. So first we'll finish off a few things about Dhritarashtra's. So the way we were doing it is, right? Positive reasons, whatever Dhritarashtra is, जिसके विषय में चिंता कर रहा है. I broke it into two parts. The positive reasons why Pandavas won, he is telling that also, because of which there is no other way but the Pandavas winning. And the negative reasons why Kauravas lost. Right? And in that also, for both of them, things which happened before the war and things which happened during or after the war. Right? So we were positive reasons for the victory of
Kauravas alone you told.
No, we started with Pandavas.
Pandavas you didn't tell. You were telling only Kauravas.
No, we started Pandavas only. Positive reasons why Pandavas won before war. When Arjun won Draupadi,
okay.
When Arjun won Subhadra.
So, I think you told only that.
Only
only
that.
Didn't
Yeah. So now, positive reasons why Pandavas war, which happened during war or after war. Right? Krishna pacifying Kunti on his way back after he came as peace messenger. She was worried. But peace messenger Shanti Doot, when Duryodhan tried to capture him, but he pacified in such a way as if you need not worry, nothing will happen to your sons. This is one reason Dhritarashtra says it pointed that Pandavas are going to win. Bhishma and Dronacharya blessing Pandavas just before the war begins. They are blessing Vijayi Bhava. Imagine your Senapati is telling your adversary Vijayi Bhava. So again, Pandavas are going to win. The powerful combination of Krishna, Arjun and Arjun's Gandiv coming together. This Dhritarashtra says is a very powerful combination. These three coming together is an exceptional event. And when these three come together, then there is no way that side will not.
Arjuna, Krishna,
And
Gandiva.
Arjuna's Gandiv. These three coming together is a very powerful combination. Next, Krishna shows Virat Roop to Arjun when he sat dejected in the chariot. This also Dhritarashtra says is a sign that, see, this is a very auspicious thing. Getting darshan of Krishna and getting darshan of Virat Roop means you see so many things.
So this Dhritarashtra is saying this.
Dhritarashtra is saying everything is over, war is over, everything is over. Then, okay, oh sorry, I didn't give you the context. Sorry.
He's telling to
Sanjay.
Sanjay.
He's telling all these things, and why? How do we know this? Sutra. As I said initially, there are so many things which are just in summary form suddenly coming up in between. So he asked what happened after the war. So he said these are the Dhritarashtra is sitting.
So after the war, they are summarizing the war.
Chinta kar raha hai wo. Dhritarashtra is sitting, lamenting actually.
He himself is telling all the reasons.
He is telling all the
I mean,
reasons.
he had so much of knowledge.
Okay.
So he's telling this is a very auspicious thing, Virat Roop. That means no other way than the Pandavas winning. Arjuna quenching Bhishma's thirst by shooting arrow into the earth on the latter's signal which brought out a stream of water. Bhishma actually told Arjun that you do this and give me water. When Duryodhan brought waters in some good pitchers and vessels, he did not take it. Bhishma did not take it. Right? Auspicious symptoms foreboding Pandava's victory. There is a list of auspicious symptoms which happen before the war begins. Krishna caring for and giving water to horses in Arjun's chariot. Well, someone of the stature of Krishna taking such a menial position. Right? And I mean, someone who has Krishna as their caretaker of their horses, you can imagine that side, right? Imagine if Virat Kohli is the 12th man. So what kind of a team? I mean, Virat Kohli ko 12th man banna pada. So what is that team? Krishna is serving the horses.
So this is one of the reasons.
One of the reasons Dhritarashtra is giving to Sanjay.
Okay.
Whereas this, what is his name? That Shalya, he was not willing to do any menial thing. Opposite.
Yeah. Shalya is a very strange character. We'll talk more about him. Arjun fighting single-handedly, standing next to his chariot after horses were tired. Actually, what had happened? Horses were tired. He got down, and Krishna took the horses away. So this again, single-handedly. The important point over is single-handedly. There was one more single-handedly which we saw, the Goharan Leela. Goharan Leela also single-handedly he defeated. Again, single-handedly he fought. Satyaki single-handedly defeating Drona's army. We'll come to this story. But again, single-handedly defeating Drona. Krishna saving Arjun by using the weapon given by Indra to Karna to kill Arjun on Ghatotkacha. Sorry, to kill. So using some an else's weapon. Nakul fighting alone with Ashwathama and similar powerful warriors. Right? Nakul generally we don't consider or speak a lot about he being super powerful, right, when compared to Ashwathama or others. So he was fighting alone with Ashwathama.
Shakuni was killed by Sahadeva.
Yes.
Sahadeva. And
So-
Nakul also killed someone. Na?
Yeah,
Each one
yeah.
takes some vow to kill some people.
Shalya.
Huh?
I'll make a list. I don't remember. Yeah. So we finished the positive reasons. Now the negative reasons which ensured the defeat of Kauravas before war. Draupadi being insulted in the Kuru Sabha. This is the last nail in the coffin. So Draupadi being insulted is a very prominent reason. Second, when Dushasan created a mountain of cloth but still could not disrobe Draupadi while trying to do so. So someone is with the Pandavas, right? And these guys are not able to overcome that power. So what else will happen? They will be defeated. And last is Yudhishthir.
These two are different reasons he's mentioning.
Different reasons. He mentions in two different verses. as to-
Disrobing is different and Dushasana.
Disrobing as a matter of something so immoral, so abominable,
Yeah.
such a jaganya kritya, that there is no other way than being defeated. And second is not able to disrobe her continuously.
You're not
Someone,
able to do
a
such
very
a
powerful person
Mahabharat
on their
person.
side, this guy is not able to do it. So obviously then you are going to defeat. So the second one doesn't justify the first one, but just that someone so powerful is on their side. And the last is Yudhishthir was defeated by Shakuni and other Pandavas followed him. Right? So if defeated and sent for exile, Yudhishthir, someone like Yudhishthir, you defeating and sent, and the other Pandavas just quietly following them. So a grudge is building up within. So it will come out. So there is no other way than the Kauravas getting defeated. They will be like, there is a similar positive reason which we discussed last time. The gestures which the Pandavas were doing as they were going to exile, which showed what they will do once they come back.
Each one will do different things. No?
Yeah. And similarly over here, the fact that these guys are going out, the brothers are not complaining. They are complaining, but still going to exile. Something terrible is going to happen. During war, many reasons, 31 reasons during war. Krishna as a messenger failed in his efforts to bring truce. 100% now you are dead. Right? Krishna displaying his Virat Roop after being ordered to be arrested by Duryodhana and Karna. Big mistake, big mistake. Karna telling that he won't fight till Bhishma was fighting for Kauravas. You are like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, we will not play together. Strange. Bhishma killing 10,000 Pandav warriors daily.
Bhishma. Oh, okay.
He taken out 10,000 Pandav warriors every day he'll kill. But he did not kill or could not kill or did not kill a single leader of the Pandavas. While he was killing 10,000 Pandav warriors, he was not killing a single leader. So
he had also told he will not kill the Pandavas. Right?
No, he did not say. He actually took a vow. Next day morning, he'll finish off all the Pandavas.
Oh, correct. No, but I heard he has not taken a vow that he will not kill the Pandavas.
No. He was just not able to kill or could not kill, did not kill, whatever it is. Right? But we should not judge Bhishma that he was not putting in all efforts. He was actually fighting in all sincerity, in all seriousness. In all seriousness and all sincerity to finish off the Pandavas, but still, Pandavas did not get killed. Bhishma revealing to the Pandavas the way to kill him. Disaster. They will be defeated.
Actually, he tells in the beginning only, right? When he goes to each one, to take blessings. That time only Yudhishthira asks, I think.
Like in between somewhere.
Huh?
In between somewhere during the fight. So, he had asked...
he only asked him, you tell me how you can beat this fight.
Draupadi, Krishna sent Draupadi in place of Duryodhana's wife to get blessings from Bhishma and ask him how to kill, because they were not able to figure it out. So
even Dronacharya also they asked her.
Dronacharya Krishna told. This is how he will die. Ashwathama. Like he told for Jayadratha also how Jayadratha should be killed. Krishna only told how Jayadratha. Krishna told for Jarasandha also how Jarasandha is to be killed. Bhishma lying on a bed of arrows. This is during the war a big sign that.
Which day? 10th day?
10 days.
10 days he was fighting.
Yeah. 10, 5, 2, half. 18?
5 is Dronacharya.
10, 5, 2
is Karna.
Half. Kripacharya. Shalya Kripacharya.
Shalya.
When they fought for these many days. Is that so?
The Senapati for that time.
Senapati, okay.
That's what is, each Parva also is like that.
No.
Bhishma Parva, Karna Parva, like that it is?
No.
And they are named, right?
Okay. That way you are saying the way the whole Mahabharat is organized. Yes. I mean it comes in that sequence only.
Kripacharya is the last one, is it? I thought Ashwatthama, no? Last. Kripacharya. Or maybe Ashwatthama himself takes opportunity.
What is it? 10, 5?
10 is Bhishma.
10 is Bhishma. And
5 is Drona.
5 is Drona. And then 2 is Karna. And then?
Half.
Half. Okay. Half is Shalya.
I'll get back to this. I have
Then
written it somewhere over here. I'll get back to this. I'm not getting it now.
So after Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya became Senapati, not
Yes.
Karna directly.
Yeah. That is why this all happens, no? That Abhimanyu and all is Dronacharya's time. Correct?
Bhishma was not there. Bhishma was not there.
Yeah, Bhishma was not. He's in the Arab. But yeah. No. Dronacharya period only this Abhimanyu was there. Because he only asked who can go behind and do, and Karna volunteers.
Frankly speaking, I also keep getting confused because there are so many things now, so many things happening. So we'll keep coming to it. I feel what you're saying is right, but
For what? Which one?
Drona, Chakravyuh during Drona.
That is
I know. But I mean saying I'm not able to recollect. So many things happening now. So, anyways, we'll move ahead.
Karna is there.
Arjun killing Bhishma while shooting arrows from behind Shikandi. This is a separate reason. Bhishma revealing the reason is separate, and Bhishma being killed by Arjun standing behind Shikandi and shooting arrow. Bhishma lying on bed of arrows. Next, inauspicious symptoms foreboding Kaurava's defeat. Before the war also there were some symptoms. Drona not able to kill a single Pandav brother. This again, Drona considered to be very powerful. Chariot warriors appointed to kill Arjun. There was a group of chariot warriors. They are called San Saptakas.
I think that is on the Jairat Brada's day, I think, right?
Yes.
Great.
Were all, they were appointed to kill Arjun, but instead Arjun killed all those San Saptakas. Abhimanyu alone entering the Chakravyuh, which was protected by Drona. Exiting, of course, it's difficult. Entering also is so difficult, but Abhimanyu alone entered. And Chakravyuh was something which was prepared by Drona. Kaurava leaders celebrating killing the lone Abhimanyu. Disaster. Right? Negative reason. Someone like this should be defeated. Kaurav leaders celebrating the death of the child of their Kuru family, and Arjun vowing to kill Jayadratha. This is a separate reason. Right? So first is killing a lone warrior is bad, and then killing someone from your own dynasty. I mean your own Vamshad, finishing him off. I mean next generation, most probably very few will be left. So next generation also is finished. Arjun killing Jayadratha. Karna letting go Bhima after capturing him. Kaurava leaders accepting Jayadratha's death without opposing. What could they have done after it? There's no option. Karna killing Ghatotkach using the weapon meant to kill Arjun. Right? This is given as a positive
weapon, no?
Yeah.
Idras.
Yeah. Drishtadyumna killing Drona after the latter gave up weapons on hearing that Ashwathama was killed. Ashwathama not able to finish Pandavas in spite of using Brahmastra. Bhima killed and drank Dushasan's blood. Karna being killed by Arjun. You see the sequence, Bhishma killed, then Drona killed, then Karna killed. So they became Senapatis in that order. Yudhishthira defeating Ashwathama, Dushasan and Kritivarma. Generally we don't hear, not killing, defeating. So Yudhishthira glorified for his strength. But Yudhishthira also, actually Yudhishthira was not a very, just a very moral person. He was also a very great warrior. Sometimes Bhima and Arjuna, they take so much of precedence that we don't talk about Yudhishthira, Nakul and Sahadev. They were also great warriors. And each of them has a specialized weapon. But everyone was good in everything. Everything else. Everyone had a very specific, like, what is your core expertise? But you have a long set of skills.
I think he only kills this
Shalya.
Shalya is killed by Yudhishthira.
Yeah.
Because he only asks, I think, the benediction, right? That
next point is Yudhishthira killing Shalya. So this is again a reason. Sahadev killing Shakuni. Not Nakul. Sahadev killing Shakuni. Duryodhan getting defeated and going to Sarovar. Krishna and Pandavas using harsh words for Duryodhan on the bank of the Sarovar. This is again one of the reasons giving. So he lost, he went, and everyone followed. Not everyone. Krishna and Pandavas.
He goes to Sarovar.
Sarovar.
No, that is after getting defeated
Last.
by Bhima or...
No.
Before. And then he calls for a fight with Bhima.
Yeah. I mean everything is over, everyone is dead.
Oh, he goes inside the Sarovar and he does some...
So it's almost defeated. No one remains. Everyone is
remains.
Dead. Everyone is dead. Duryodhana is alone.
And this Ashwathama killing happens after Duryodhana is killed, defeated by... No, Duryodhana is killed by Bhima, or after that he remains for some time.
Duryodhana is killed by Bhim. Is killed. It's over. Right? On that night, that is how the war ends. On that night, Kritavarma, Kripacharya and Ashwathama, they go to kill.
No, but we also hear now after...
They kill the 5 sleeping sons of Pandavas.
No, but after that Ashwathama comes and meets Duryodhana, we hear, no? That means Duryodhana is still alive, right? After. We hear, no? Duryodhana, he comes and shows the head and all, and
Duryodhana ridicules him. You are
you feel sorry.
So maybe one night...
Maybe he is down and...
But it is anyways towards the end of Mahabharat, that's for sure. It's almost towards the fag end of Mahabharat. And then he... shooting a Brahmastra is last, everything is over. Everything is over. After that. So war is over actually. Everything is over.
A lot of details. I heard one more thing I didn't know.
Sorry.
Bhima telling that below this one, actually Krishna had arranged one rishi, I think it was, I forgot the rishi. He going to Duryodhana, and Duryodhana insults him. In giving advice to Duryodhana, and Duryodhana puts his, he insults him. That time he says, no, you will be killed by this.
Yeah.
So Krishna reminds him that Rishi only, Krishna convinces Balaram that he is not killed because of this.
He was anyways cursed.
Yeah, he was cursed. That is the reason his Rishi is this, he is fulfilling. No? Then Balaram had nothing to say. He says, okay, and
destined to be killed that way, yeah.
Amazing, no? So,
Yeah. So that's what you say, so many reasons leading to one event. Krishna and Pandavas using Hashas, okay, Bhim and Krishna. Bhim killing Duryodhana on Krishna's guidance. Ashwathama's abominable act of killing the sleeping sons of Draupadi. Ashwathama trying to kill the last surviving successor of Kuru Vamsha using Brahmastra. Arjun nullifying Ashwathama's Brahmastra using his Brahmastra. Right? Now, these things happened after the war, and Dhritarashtra is still considering these as signs of Kaurava's defeat in the war. So, war is over, things are happening after the war. Ashwathama being cursed by Krishna and Yudhishthira for his abominable act. Over. Count of, okay, next is, these are all the reasons why he felt Pandavas would have won, Kauravas would have been defeated. Then he talks about his sorrow. He says only 10 people are. There were 18 Akshahinis. 18 is a very important number in Mahabharat. 18-day war, 18 Akshahinis, 18 Paravas. He says 18 Akshahinis and only 10 people are left alive. Kaurav, from the side of Kauravas, Kripacharya, Kritavarma, Ashwathama. From the side of Pandavas, Krishna, Satyaki, and the 5 Pandavas. So 5 plus 1 plus 1, 7.
Krishna is also counted.
Plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. He lists it like that.
So Satyaki, okay, I think Satyaki Kritavarma dies in that final, that Yadu, this
Not Kritavarma. Kritavarma is not a Yadu, na?
Yeah, he's the leader of this.
Satyaki is.
No. Kritavarma is the leader of this one Akshohini, the Narayani Sena, I think.
He's on that side.
That's what.
Acha, he's on the
Narayani Sena.
Sena.
By this Kritavarma,
Oh,
correct?
okay.
Huh?
No. I am yet to find that out.
That's what I heard.
So he died. Because Kritavarma comes in the...
Satyaki and Kritavarma, they keep fight. They insult each other and kills each other during that Yadu.
It's... I'm not able to recollect the chapter, but I'll find that out. Kritavarma, there is a mention of Kritavarma before the war also, on the side of the Kauravas. So I'll find that out and I'll let you know.
So 18 Akshoni was combined Sena.
Combined, 11 and 7. 11 and 7.
11 was who?
Kauravas, 7 Pandavas. There is a full calculation of what is the meaning of Akshauhini. So Suta Goswami tells description of what is the meaning of Akshauhini exactly.
How many soldiers, how many, correct, not the whole.
Yeah. So foot soldiers, horses, elephants, chariots.
Ardharti, Atirathi, Maha.
No, that's a qualification of
defeating
of a charioteer in terms of the number of simultaneous
You can
targets
handle,
they can engage with. That's different. But how many charioteers are there? How many elephants warriors are there? How many Paidal warrior, Ghoda warrior, things like that. So after this, very interesting, Sanjay already has heard Bhagavad Gita before the beginning. All this is happening after that. Dhritarashtra is lamenting and sorrow. So Sanjay tells almost like, speaks like Krishna, why he should not lament. So 31 verses, Sanjay is pacifying Dhritarashtra. Prominently, Sanjay told that in the past, Narad had told about the glories of 24 powerful and wonderful kings to King Shwayatya while he was grief-stricken after his son's death. The point is, some other king in some previous times was lamenting for his child's death. So Narad told the story of 24 very powerful kings. Very powerful. First he told very powerful, and then he says they were also killed. So what's the point? Everyone who takes birth is going to die. So such great kings have also died. Why are you lamenting? Sanjay uses the same example. So Narad told it like that. So why are you lamenting? Sanjay said that along with these multitudes of other kings were also killed. So not just your sins. So many other kings are also killed. And those were very good kings, not ordinary. Very great, exalted personalities were killed. And at the same time, there is no need to be sorrowful on the death of a cruel being like Duryodhana. So, you should have disowned him at the time of his birth, as Vidur had told you. So, someone as cruel as Duryodhana, there's no point lamenting. Right? And then a few reasons given by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra not to lament the death of Duryodhana specifically. After this, we come to glories of Mahabharat by Suta Goswami, and then glories. The chapter ends with glorification of the chapter, and that's how. This is the end of the first chapter. Could you just put that on, switch on? The right one.
This one?
No.
This one?
To the right of it, left of it. Yeah, bas. Thank you. So with this, the first chapter ends. I had planned to finish 11 chapters today.
What is the first chapter name?
The name of the first chapter is very interesting.
No, what is the first parva? Adi parva?
Adi Parva.
Ah.
In that, the first Upaparva is Anukramanika Parva.
Anukramanika.
You are just listing down the sequence of things. Cut. He talks about Pandu also. I mean, he very briefly tells Pandu went to the forest, and then Pandavas were born. Pandavas came to Hastinapur. Then Duryodhana did not train them properly. Eventually, there was a game of dice. They lost. They were sent to exile. Then there was a war. This is how the war happened. Everyone died. Dhritarashtra then started lamenting. So very briefly, he tells everything.
Vyasadeva telling to Ganesh is there within Mahabharata or no?
No, because Ganesh is
right.
A few verses before that, which come, the Kuta Shloka and others, they come over.
Otherwise, everything is Sutta Vach only.
Yeah, Sutta Vach. Not all verses are Sutta Vach.
Understood.
Initially, there are few verses which talk about the we spoke about it last time. The confusion of Vyasa. Now, who wrote that? We don't know. I mean, there is another version, one version even after that. But that is not so significant. I mean, it just came into writing. The name of the first chapter is ग्रंथ का उपक्रम ग्रंथ में कहे हुए अधिकांश विषयों की संक्षिप्त सूची तथा इसके पाठ की महिमा. Translating, introduction of the text, brief list of most of the topics mentioned in the text and the glory of its recitation. That's it. So Anukramanika Parva has got only one chapter. Next is Parva Sangraha Parva, where he gives a list of all the Parvas and Upaparvas.
So Parva, Upaparva, and then within
Adhyaya.
Upaparva is Adhyaya.
Adhyaya. In Adhyaya there are Shloka. So Parva Sangraha Parva gives the name of all the Parva, Upaparva, Adhyaya, number of verses. Very detailed. It goes into great detail. It also has only one Adhyaya.
So all this is documented, all this is there in the Gorakhpur you are studying? The entire thing or something is lost?
No. Everything is there. The next Parva is Paushya Parva. This also has got only one chapter. The next is Paulum Parva. This has got, I think, 12 minus 3, 9 chapters. And then comes Astik Parva, 13th chapter onwards. Okay. So we just finished the first chapter. Now we will go to the second chapter. Summary. What does it have? Story of Kurukshetra. Why is it glorious? The Shaunakadi Rishi asked Suta Goswami, why is Kurukshetra glorious? Glories of Kurukshetra.
This
Story
is
of
second Parva, is it?
Second Parva and the second chapter. The second Upaparva, first chapter in the second Upaparva. Second Upaparva has got only one chapter. The story of Kurukshetra, the glories of Kurukshetra. What is Akshauhini? As I said, they asked what is the definition of Akshauhini. Then glories of Mahabharat, list of Parva, Upaparva in Mahabharat, and then glories of Mahabharat once again. Right. So it is 7:45. We are almost.
How many Upaparvas are there?
It's a long list. I will give that number separately.
Number 18 Parvas and.
No, it's a long list.
Many, no?
I'll find out and I'll tell you. I'll not find out, there's a separate document. I can read it out for you. You just wait. But it's almost 50 minutes. We should end. Right? We just, very logical conclusion, we just finished the first chapter. Last two meetings we are only discussing the first chapter. So we finished the first chapter. Next. Very interesting. I mean, if nothing, not that you always have to draw out, elaborate, give elaborate commentaries and draw out lessons. The stories themselves are so very exciting. You just listen to the stories.
Lessons and all that. I was thinking you are telling so many lessons. I am very academic. Just read what it is.
So we'll end.
Yes.
Dhanyavad. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
I forgot to offer obeisances to Guru Maharaj before starting.